It's Atlanta's #1 hip-hop station, Hot 107.9 at home for the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Of course, you know it's your folk, B-High. Radio shouted, stepping in the building. I got a down south legend in this thing. I'm talking about Tela. What's good with it, boss?
What's happening, Playboy?
Oh, man, feeling good, feeling great, man. Appreciate you coming through here to kick a little flavor tonight, man.
Hey, look here, B-High. I appreciate you having me.
Yes,
honestly,
sir.
man, I really do.
Already.
First and foremost.
Yeah.
And let me get that up to you. But,
man.
Having my man reach out to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rashad reached out. It was like, you want to be a part? Absolutely. Let this truth be told.
I mean, I see you stepped in this thing in true Tela fashion, though. I mean, we call it the dab now with that clothes that you got on. I mean, break it down to me when it comes to fashion and being a player with it. Describe your style to me, bro.
Well, once again, you invited me to your home.
That's right.
And I'm gonna put my player foot forward.
Mm-hmm.
And when you got that invitation, what you do when you got an invitation?
Hey,
you supposed to when it got spiffy.
That's
you got
right.
dab.
Right.
You put that dab on him, and I said, man, my man B-High definitely he deserves it. And I wanted to make sure I was representing properly, And shouts out to my man, this persona, as a matter of fact.
That's cold.
That's D-Rob persona. He everywhere, M-Town homie. He keep me tailored up and keep me like a grown man should be. And that's what we out here setting that example, man. We grown men,
Already.
Grown, baby.
Being a grown man coming out of that M-Town, though, man, jumping off the porch with that OTS records, man. Break that down to me, though, Tela, man. What was that experience like?
OTS, okay. Yeah. So we'll start. OTS was that was first thing come to mind. Reggie B. And Diamond J. Shout out to Diamond J. What up, Reggie? Orange Mound. It was in the Mound. That's where I actually met Ballin G.
Yeah.
Yeah. A red ass barn, man. Just a red building, man.
Yeah.
But the rap game was there.
Mm-hmm.
It was game. You know what I'm saying? That was our humble beginnings, if you will. Me actually being born in South Memphis.
Yeah.
Me coming from the Med
Yeah.
to South Memphis, Gold Street, if you will.
That's right.
Yeah, my first, Hamilton Elementary, that was me. Y'all go look it up. 1341 Gold Street. That's your boy, South Memphis. That's where I came from. And from that point, Mom got her hustle on, got 2 degrees, and moved us to that White Haven, which now is the Black Haven zone, zone representative. Shout out to all my zone players.
Mm-hmm.
So I hadn't really dealt with that side to that degree.
Yeah.
Even though my grandfather, may he rest in peace, he was up the block. But I'm talking about the nooks and crannies of the Mound.
Yeah.
It came through partaking in OTS.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of, I think I did Southside Summer School, but anywho, but that's really where the that opening up to the Mound doors kind of happened for me being, at OTS.
Coming out of that Orange Mound in that Memphis, though, I mean, you got Ballin G, Skinny, Squeaky, Fly.
Yep.
I mean, all of those players getting busy. What was that scene like at that time, man?
Well, B-High, that list was kind of short.
Yeah.
So let me extend that little, So you already hear some key players, but we man, I remember a kid called W Def.
Uh-huh.
That was the first person I really saw do his thing. Spanish Fly.
Yeah.
DJ Just Born.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Brown, Cash Money, Andre Cash Money, that is. And let's roll out some. Of course, I know you know about GP Gangsta Pat.
That's right.
I could do this all day long. Even up until now, we seeing what Dolph doing, what Gotti, man. Shouts out to Gotti, man. Gotti doing it real player-like, man.
Right.
And I had the opportunity of seeing Gotti's birth, when he came into the thing and getting him on the record. But this Memphis, when it come down to this rap thing, man, it's a long list of players.
That's right.
That I feel like they ain't been represented properly.
Uh-huh.
And man, we gotta honor this because the truth is the truth, man. Half these people couldn't do what they had done if it weren't for the earlier cats putting them bricks up for them.
Mm-hmm.
You dig? You know what I'm saying? And so, man, it's time to get the story right. Honor that them roots. You know what I'm saying? America Most Wanted, Al Capone, who else was in that thing? Of course, my boy Cody Mack. That's who I started out with a group with. Second Level, Cody Mack.
Yeah.
I mean, instrumental players, man. I'm telling you, and the history is great and it's good, man.
Yeah.
It really is, but we got to talk about it.
Already.
Steve A. What up to Steve A? You know, if you still on this planet, man.
Yeah.
You know, you did a lot of chicken circus with us, boy. 21st century, Thomas them over there. Man, I can go on. I can keep going.
Know.
But I mean, I know we under, time. But yeah, I can do this all day. It's a lot of roots that come through Memphis when it come down to this rap game.
Yeah.
That when you hear that sound that you hearing today,
Mm-hmm.
they responsible for it.
Now, I mean, let's get back to your story, though, man.
Mm-hmm.
Linking with that boy T. Draper, Suave House.
Drake, shout out to Drake.
Some straight up heat.
Yeah.
What was that like, man?
Man, it was when it happened, man, it was electric.
Yeah.
It was electric, man. Shouts out to Tony Draper too. We haven't talked in a while, man. It's been a minute. But those first Suave House heydays, man, I only if it's one thing I could wish for,
Mm-hmm.
then is social media.
Yeah.
Reality, because to see that,
Mm-hmm.
From a reality perspective, oh man, it was nothing like it, man.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a flow of creative people. You know what I'm saying? What Drake was doing with Terry them over there at Pen and Pixel,
Yeah.
the vision that they had on marketing
Mm-hmm.
was incredible. No one did that before.
Yeah.
Drake did it. And Drake, of course, caught on. Even though he was doing things before Ballin G, he caught on through Ballin G. Ballin G gave him a line on me. Took him a while on it. And it was like, reach out to this dude here. I sent him a quick demo. I had just left my partner too, a little rap buddy.
Yeah.
And so Drake called me. He was like, "What's up, Playboy?" And I said, "What's happening?" Actually, I think it had to be some beeper shit, man.
Yeah.
So I hit him up, and he's like, hey, "You want to, come out to Suave?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. What's up? He said, "Send me something. Let me hear something. You got some music?" And I said, "Yeah," and I ain't have none because I just went separate from my rap buddy,
Yeah.
my rap partner, and man, like in 3 days I went and did a demo,
Mm-hmm.
mailed it off. It wasn't no FedEx then. I don't think we were FedEx. I mailed it off cassette, and he got right back to me.
Yeah.
It was like, Playboy, meet me at the Mall of Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was our first meeting at the Mall of Memphis.
Mm.
And Drake, Drake in his own right, man. Drake a fly nigga.
Yeah.
So I instantly gravitated to him. You know what I'm saying? Double talk nigga, and but I think the core of him is definitely a good heart, and his vision, was in place to be so young. And just to reach out to me, he didn't know me from Adam. I know he got Memphis roots, but we gravitated instantly, because like I said, he on that flyness.
Yeah.
He opened up the doors. He showed me some things. He did.
Now, putting together that peace of mind, though, man.
Yeah.
Linking up with that boy Jazzy Faye.
Yep.
Y'all squeezed out some classics on that album, man.
Oh,
what was it like
absolutely.
putting that thing down?
Well, once again, I wish if I could do anything different, document. Make sure this part of the game, hey, I'm loving.
Yeah.
I'm loving y'all get a chance to document everything.
That's right.
But that was something, man, that it once again, electric. What can I say? What can I say? Shouts out to Slice T. Slice was a big producer in that as well with Jazzy. Shouts out to my man Neil Jones. Man, there was so many candidates in Peace of Mind.
Yeah.
Vale, shouts out to Vale, Insane Wayne, and I know I'm leaving out people. Even Mr. Rod, due to the sound he did earlier, inspired me to go and get this cast of characters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And which included, the magnificent Jazzy. But man, all this once again, humble beginnings.
Yeah.
Everybody was on just look, we finna create the hardest shit. And Dungeon Family organized set the bar.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. You know, and we know y'all, everybody cousins,
Yeah.
you know, to a degree. So we like, no, we got to get it right. We're going to get it real right, you know.
That Sho Nuff, man, when you heard that track,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what was going through your mind when you heard it? Did you think it's already about to go all the way down with this? This going to be my first single? How did you feel?
I didn't think it was going to be the first single, but I knew it was going to be, I didn't know it was going to be a church song like it is today. I mean, I didn't know that part, but I knew it's going to be good. Yeah. I did know that, but I thought my first single was Twisted. Because, I mean, man, that's me once again. I'm paying homage, Run DMC. My album opened up to them, you know, giving it up to them, man. East Coast, West Coast, none of that shit matters to me. Exactly. We players of this universe.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I had to give it up to them. The next release was Let It Rain.
Yeah.
And so Drake was just like, I think he allowed me to have my opinion from that point. He kind of let the business step in, you know. And shouts out, you know, Atlanta was a big, you know, I got to keep it 100. I hope I'm being politically correct, but Greg Street in this, I mean, the A plays such a significant part of Sho Nuff. It's, you know, Houston embraced me and springboarded, but man, the A just, woo. Yeah. It just rolled, man. And so when I heard the beat, you know, like I said, I knew what it was. I actually, I knew what it was. Yeah. You know, Ballin G didn't, you know, which is my brothers. But I mean, I'm glad that they got on it. But at first, I think they felt the way that I felt. Because they, you know, when they heard the Twisted and all those things, they, you know, and they missed it, you know, to a degree. But man, the stars, the universe lined up. Them boys put their magic on that record. And man, let me tell you, you ain't did a record till you do it 20 years prior, and everybody know it word for word, line for line. You ain't did a record till you did one like that.
What was the reaction of the strip club when that song dropped? Because I know it had to drive the ladies wild.
Yeah, man, it did. Now, and it started a bunch of what you have today. Yeah. I think that record, I don't care what nobody say, I think that record kicked in the door to, you know, forgive me if I'm out of place on it, but to strip clubs being a culture of what, you know, of our community now.
Hand
to where it's to where it made it a social ground. And it made it, you know, it took the taboo-ness out of it. You know what I'm saying? And so I saw a lot of that happen. Yeah, I did. I saw a lot of that from that record, you know. And hey, man, you got to do something while you're here. So I mean, hey, I'm glad we did that, you know.
But then you hit him with that Tired of Ballin' though. And what was it like coming back with that 1-2 punch like that? Because I mean, it's like you riding high.
Yeah, that was easy.
Yeah,
I mean, that first. And I didn't know what was happening because it was happening so fast, and you're so young, and you're so wide-nosed, and but it was easy because I was snapping on it.
Yeah,
I was rapping on it. It was easy. Like, okay, like I said, once again, man, I can't give it enough for Cass. Yeah, you know, Cass, and you know, the whole organized sound and Goody Mob, the whole thing. So in other words, once they stamped that, and then too, hey, don't let me, you know, of course, Bun and Pimp. Let's not get it twisted. Bun, Pimp, Ballin G, and one of my, strong mentor, DOC. Yeah. You know, once everybody started stamping that, no, it's cool to snap and come out the South. Yeah. Because they all with that old, y'all boy can't woo, y'all country, and y'all this, and coming out from my East Coast brothers. And, man, what? Yeah. Okay, where the booth at? We can always get in this booth, and that allowed me to exercise. So that beat really, it was a beat that Jazzy did for Bree. May he rest in peace. and I wanted it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't give me that beat. He wouldn't give it to me. So we had to recook something up.
Yeah.
And so I cooked something up, and then by that time, I think Snoop then was, killing the game. It was a lot going on. So man, and Daz and Corrupt, especially Corrupt, everybody was snapping. So I'm like, man, we finna go in.
Yeah.
And that is. So it was easy because if the talent is there and the lyrical content is there, man, can't nobody never hold that up. I be hearing some records now. Man, it's so much emotion on them thing when they be like, I'm like, man, what is that? They on, give me some of that. I don't know what they said, but the emotional part of it. Yeah, but we had to pronunciate, spit, and the emotion had to be there. It was a gang of, things that had to go on, So, yeah, man.
But not to mention the dress code, though, because y'all brought the Versace to the game, too.
Yeah. I think, I gotta say, I gotta be 100.
Yeah.
I gotta be 100. Drape inspired that for me, too. You know what I'm saying? I was up on some game, but when he turned me on to, H-Town is such a bigger market than Memphis. So he turned me on to other thing. We knew Versace, but they really had the outlet. So he was turning me on to, and instantly, I gravitated to it. Like them Gators and all that, them Morris, I knew about that. I've been kicking, but he opened up some other things and showed us some stuff. So he was like, this what we do.
Yeah.
This how we gonna do this thing. And that was just a day-to-day lifestyle that we did. A lifestyle back then, man, jumping in and out of, Range Rovers, Hummers, Lexus, whatever and doing what we do, being young, black, and powerful and living, getting a chance to live, So, yeah, all that. So, of course, fashion is going to come in. Of course, you're going to know the best restaurants. Of course, you're going to know the 5-star hotels. Of course, you're going to know the thread count, all of the above. It opens up all that,
When it came to shooting them videos, though, man, it looked like y'all was having a ball in that thing. I mean, you brought out all of the players and all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
What was it like going out there shooting them videos for them songs?
That was Chris Robinson.
Yeah.
See, and Chris, you probably never get him on interview saying this shit here.
Yeah.
But Chris Robinson, Drake went and got him first. This before, everybody in the game, the Puffs, the Jay-Z, you name the long list of, and shouts out to Chris too. I love the ATL move, and everything that he does. But we were the first ones. Sho Nuff was his joint at the Gold Club, man. Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Come on now. What y'all know about that infamous Gold Club? Come on now. Y'all don't want to start opening up them doors, you know what I'm saying? We can talk about it, I think, we over statutory? How many?
You can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
I think we over, now I ain't trying to indict and get nobody, in a situation, but I think we over the year count. We damn near coming up on the 20th anniversary, in November. So, but the infamous Gold Club, man, that's where we shot that thing at, man. I mean, I'm talking about this real mob, like real, you know what I'm saying? And Steve, they opened the doors up.
Yeah.
And so it was just like when we shot that video, I remember DOC was there. Doc was there, and see that really got me going. So we started shooting at, let's say 4 a.m. in the morning, and I was drinking. I'm talking about this with me and MJG.
Yeah.
We hen. I mean, and I know it was hen for at least 72 hours, just straight shot head up here. So man, it was fun. You could see all that there. We was having, man, the time of our lives, man. The time of our lives right then and there. Really, really great times, man. Good times.
Yeah. But then you turned around and you dropped one of my faves, man. I was a youngster, Tela. I ain't had no business, listening to it. But
yes, you did.
But you already know what I'm talking about. That damn table dance, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of my favorites right there. When it comes to being a player and just dropping the game on the track, nobody did it better right there.
But yes, you were supposed to hear it because you came out a player. We all, we kings, and I'm talking real talk. That's really what table dance is. It's your experience with that beautiful woman in that setting. That's what it is. It's just the game, the truth about, who we are, man. Beautiful people. And table dance, man, the track, I actually got a chance to express my production chops on that. I've always been involved in my production. And on that record, if you listen very closely, the groove and the vibe, once again, man, I'm transparent. I ain't got to lie. That's one thing that people people love about me.
Yeah.
And then some people hate about it. Because I got to tell the truth. God told me to. So that vibe was snatched from Jimi Hendrix. I'm a big Hendrix fan.
Yeah.
So that's on Along the Watchtower album. But he do this break.
Yeah. And
so I always said I was going to use that break, but I don't take it not to make it in my own right better. Take it, put it to the next. So that whole, it was a vibe that he did maybe for about like 8 bars. No, not even 8 bars, maybe about 4 bars. And I extended it and made it into a record. Caught that vibe. We went in, of course. My man Neil plays bass. Tony Gentry, guitar player. I'm trying to think of everybody. Baby Girl on the drums. Of course, that's Jazzy Faye again on the hook.
Yeah.
People may not know that. And it's a vibe, man. So when you get all them people together, really all you're doing is bringing family together. Imagine, man, the dysfunctional Jackson 5. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it is, because everybody family. You know what I'm saying? But we can just have the foot in the ass from a Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
So we were able to freely create and vibe the way we wanted to.
Yeah.
So that's what brought that record about.
When it comes to the conversation, though, man, a lot of folks in the rap game just don't have the same conversation that y'all used to have, because, it felt like y'all was talking directly to us. Some of the stuff that you would hear with the music nowadays, it might go over your head. You might not even relate to it. You might not even see where it's really even coming from, but the beat might be jamming so hard, you just go ahead and rock with it. But when you listen to what y'all was saying, because like you were saying, y'all was articulating everything at the same time and still snapping, what was it that made y'all have that conversation and say, you know what, we going to put our regular conversation on wax?
Yeah.
Versus just trying to rap and be like the folks in New York or be like the folks in the West Coast.
Well, I think for one, too, man, you had to be responsible. You know what I'm saying? So you had people around you that would validate that shit from a true era. If that shit was whack, they'll tell you, man, that shit is whack. You ain't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so that's really what it was. Your ego went to the place to where, man, this new thing now, we got some super duper egos right now, even though ego was then too, but not to the degree of where you wouldn't listen a little bit, so we had to make it right. You had to, so no, say something, say something to get this what we would use a lot, man. We would use the, I know I instantly took to it, the goosebump effect. If I ain't say nothing to make niggas run out the room and have them chills or goosebumps, you ain't did nothing. You gotta go back and write that over. So that's what my gauge was. I had to always say something to give you them goosebumps, make you run up out that room, make you like, man, did you just hear that line? Did you just feel that groove? That's what it was. Really? That was the temperature checker, if you will.
Being over there at Rapper Like, getting busy. Dropping that Sex Faces with that boy Scarface, man. Devin and Sho. Yeah. What was it like putting that banger together right there, man?
Man, surreal. Yeah. Surreal. I always looked up to Short. I always looked up to Face. Shouts out to both of them. Definitely, man. Once again, if it wasn't for a Face, a Brad, or a Todd, we would not be here today. And I think everybody should acknowledge that, man. And I just that's if I got a slight, I ain't never bitter. Because if I'm bitter, I'm gonna leave. But if I had a slight stain, I think they should be honored more.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
You know, so getting a chance to work up, I look up and I'm in there with them.
Mm-hmm.
I just came off a record with Jazzy and Ballin G.
Yeah.
Well, how can you get liver than that from a team up? Then you threw me back over here. I'm with Short, and Face and Devin. Man, come on. And Mike Dean did the record, man. Come on, man. God, it was good. So it was just like, like that. I remember though doing the record. I know Face ain't gonna remember this, but when I was in that Landmark Vocals, he came in there. He's like, "Nigga, you got candles up in here?" And then he gonna do this shit. He gonna say some, Face a joke stuff, if you will. He's a comedian with it, but he's like a room a day. What's this shit? And I'm like, man, I don't care. Long as this verse dope when I get done with it. But yeah, they putting that, because the mob, man, and shouts out to Jay Prince, man. Jay the OG, Jay real deal. So the mob has a certain energy. Yeah. So when you trying to, and man, I'm a musical dude. Yeah. I'm at the same time too, first and foremost, I'm a man. Yeah. So being a man now, I will adapt to any situation when it's time, to just get that clear. But musically, I know that's my channel, right? So I tap into anything to make sure all that energy is flowing, and the mob, that energy ain't like this, so coming in with them candles and trying to light some incense, because I'm like, sex face is shit. This is sex faces, goddamn it. Fuck face is really that what it was. So I'm gonna set the tone, like when I'm getting ready, to get live. That's right. So I set the tone, and he came up in there. He like, whoa, But it was heat though. It was heat.
Being over there with Jay Prince, I mean, what kind of game did he lay on
you? Jay don't speak a lot. He don't speak a lot, but when he speak though, you will feel it. Yeah. He got tactics to make you feel some things. Yeah. And once again, being young in hindsight, man, I would have liked to spend more time with him because that door was open. But my skull was the way it was.
What was going through your mind at that time that had you not paying attention to those opportunities?
Man, leaving Suave, going over into that. Yeah. And I've never discussed this, openly. Well, with my circle, but still, man, Drake, Mr. Mike, Thorough, Nina, Nola, CB, and and if I'm leaving somebody out, once again, forgive me. It's just due to the party. Sometimes things slip you through the years of it. But it's still a family, regardless of what, took place. So even though, like I told you, when it come down to me, I'm still bedded in, you can't be a sucker. You just can't do that. Yeah. Now I'm patient. There's a difference in being patient and being a sucker. Yeah. To a degree. And then too, that was my young mind thing. Yeah. So I'm leaving them, coming over and being embraced by another family. Even though you're appreciative of your new family, still your old family tired because you had a vision with it, And so, man, my skull would pump a certain way at times, that it had me, if you will. So the game that Jay would drop on me, I would miss it. I would miss it due to other things, happening. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I have to take time if I ever seem to be, not respectful of it, and things of that nature. It was not intended. It really wasn't. Because some people say, man, when you get an opportunity, how you letting all us down? But, that was not the intentions. It was just like, it was being young, the transition, and there you have it. So sometimes you're not as clear as what you when you're young. Anyway, your hormones and all that shit, testosterone, blah, blah, you ain't, And so to combine it with that, and we didn't have the outlets that cats got now.
Yeah.
You run into a problem now, you Google it, and it help you out. You YouTube it, it help you out. No, man, true. We trailblazers, pioneers with it. Man, we was the blueprint.
Yeah.
We was, figuring that thing out. So, man, yeah, that's.
What was it like laying down that foundation, though, for the South when you got folks saying that they wasn't really even taking the South as serious as they are now back then, and y'all knew that y'all had to bring it?
Man, for me, what it did for me, it was fun.
Yeah.
Man, I like to be the underdog. I love it, actually.
Yeah.
Because I like to be counted out. I like to be slept on. And I come through and dazzle you out your mind. I love it. So for me, if it wasn't there, I don't think I could have created the music that I did and what I still do.
Yeah.
So I just took it and used it. It was good for me. You want to call, we country?
Yeah.
You don't think I don't know? You won't think that I'm slow? Good. Hold up. Just hold watch, you know. Because don't get it twisted. We sharp now. We sharp out here. We sharp out, because we from the same thing.
Exactly.
We from the same thing. So you can't be, incredible and you thinking this, whatever. No, we same source. Same source.
Now, something that's missing in the game now that y'all were heavy in back then is the lingo and the player, okay? When I listen to music now, I don't see too many players out here getting busy. I see a lot of gangsters and thugs and trappers, but I don't see somebody that speaks for the players. Between you, Pimp C, 8 Ballin, MJG, Big Boy, y'all really spoke directly to players' hearts. What was it like being in that lane and establishing that lane of conversation?
Well, for me, once it was easy because that come from the roots that we were brought up in. You could be, you didn't have to. Now I don't even want to say it like this. How can I say this and get it right in there? You didn't have to overdo who you just be you. I watch, entertainers, musicians, especially in the craft that we do, sit up in the lab and go, man, I like that, but it ain't hard enough. I'm already knowing, golly. So the music make you hard. Wait, what part of the game? Wait, hold up. and so I come from an era where, Marvin Gaye, David Ruffin, all them, and it goes on and on. Al Green, wait a minute. I'm like, wait a minute now. I think they were men in their own right, hard, whatever you want, and they didn't have, they were good.
Yeah.
I do what I do. I let the music do what it do. And that's what's didn't happen, man. It's kind of like, it's sad that, if that feeling is what's out there, it's sad that it's like that, and however that got through, I really hate, because I think the game would be so much fresher. Not saying that it ain't dope now. It's dope. I'm just thinking that it would be better.
We need some players in the game.
I think it would be better if a person can just be them and be like, man, I ain't got to prove, shit to nobody.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I do what it is I do. I'm here on this music, and, that's what it is, And, because everything, and it's some people that they got to stand on the trap because they are leaf to this tree. Yep. And it's their trap. It's their street. I get that. And it's necessary.
That's right. But
that ain't everybody. Trust me, it ain't. Even when people trying to cover up and be like that, to say that I got hit up, this the way, you ain't live unless you coming with this type of foolery and this, BS, man. Just be true. Be real. Be true. If that's you, that's you, But I got the opportunity to speak from a key opener to doors. And that's what I always wanted to pay attention what came out of my mouth. 13, open them keys, open doors. So I'm going to say something that And I'm pretty sure if you go break me down line for line for line, I stand behind it now. 20 years later, however many years later, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is.
Also, I mean, you redid that Sho Nuff with UGK.
Yeah.
You had Ballin G on the first one. Then you get UGK again. What was it like redoing that thing with the Pimp and the Bun?
Now Pimp was against that.
Uh-huh.
He ain't want to do that.
Are you serious?
He ain't want to do that. And now, may he rest in peace, he was right.
Yeah.
He wanted to just do another record.
Yeah.
That was more so the powers that be, but Pimp was against that.
Yeah.
Because he respect what Ballin G did and what we had. They like, man, I don't want to come back and Pimp very vocal.
Yeah.
Was very vocal about what he believed in. And but he did it anyway, and that was brotherly love. And Bond is just, Bond is just an incredible being. Yeah. So Bond gon', whatever he can do to, make things cohesive. But no, Pimp was against it.
Yeah.
So I think that's how the record kind of came out.
Okay.
It was okay. It was a mediocre record. And it's my record, but I say that all day. It was mediocre.
Being a friend of Pimp C, man, what was y'all relationships like being two players in the game getting busy, man?
Man, I don't get a chance to have a lot of rap friends.
Yeah.
Entertainment friends, whatever you want, but I can definitely say Pimp was, my friend.
Yeah.
Me and Pimp, had I known what would have went on, we probably would have did more music together. Because he called me on some stuff and he wanted to produce a whole project.
Yeah.
And once again, man, I'm just kind of,
Yeah.
And but for the most part, whenever we were together, it was more so on just some homie shit. You know what I'm saying? We was actually, I could say that's my friend. He's a friend. Pimp. Man, Pimp is, I think, man, he's got to be at the top 5 list of people that I'm like, if we can get somebody back, he would be one of those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss him a lot, man, when it comes to that. Because Pimp too he wasn't Hollywood when he fuck with you, he wasn't Hollywood really about it.
Yeah.
Everybody not be Hollywood. He wasn't gonna look at your followers and say, I ain't been a call dude.
Exactly.
He ain't do that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? He, cut from a real cloth, Yep. May he rest in peace, and Mama as well. She gave me some good advice too, and Pimp, like I said, and we had good times together, man.
I mean, what were some of your best times? Because, see, from what I understand, y'all was out there turning up with Joe Jackson.
Yeah, at the Luxor.
I mean, tell me about that, man. I mean, how do you find Joe Jackson, Pimp C, Tela going crazy in the club, man?
This is when Mayweather was Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah.
So that's when he was Pretty Boy and he was doing his thing. And, man, Jay had us out there, and man, it was a night to remember. That's all I can say. And once again, man, to see Joe Jackson up in there, man, Joe Jackson had some work up in there. I think, man, that work had to be about 21, 22, 23. So, and Joe was, man, and I was just like getting the game from Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
And what's really in it, I got, Jay Prince right here, my boy. Shouts out to Double Dose Entertainment, Red, International Red. What it do? Red, you got Pimp C. I mean, Pretty Boy Floyd just coming into, his body of magnificentness. Yeah. And Bruce Willis running around that thing. Man, it was some real, it was some real top notches up in there. I think to get up in there, it was something like 1,500 to get through the door.
Yeah.
I'm like, something. Anyway, man, that was a night that, you can't make that up. You can't make that up, man. At all, man. And me and Pimp, we had a ball. We did it like players do, man.
Yeah.
And as they say, what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. So that's as much as that's going to go,
Already. Now, another thing I got to ask you about, man, I know been making a lot of headlines lately. pimping Master P situation.
Yeah, yeah.
What was going on with that?
I saw that too, man. What Pimp spoke to me about it, and two, once again, Beverly reached out to me in a book on it, and I know that, some of this, write down, but once I found out Mama was cool with what was going on, and I felt like if Pimp was alive, would he speak on it?
Yeah.
I absolutely believe he would. So that's what allowed me to share what he said to me.
Yeah.
This is just what he said to me. Now, I don't know, actually what happened, but what he said to me, he was just like, he just hit me up. Did he call me or did I see him? I think he called me first. And he's like, yeah, man, P came in here and beat up on my body. He beat up on, I was like, what? I didn't believe him.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, this don't sound right, to a degree. And I could tell he was kind of getting agitated with me because once again, he might have caught me on one. Yeah. And he was like, no, I know it was him. And like I said, Pimp could get real animated about, man, I know it was him. He took off his mask, man, after he beat me, and he said P had the gloves on and was going to work on him, and came up in the hotel room on him. And that was pretty much how that went. And like I said, from what I could see, it didn't affect him or bruise him in a broad way. To me, he kept his stride. This was before, big pimping. So he went on to do these accomplishments, and, it's just a part of, that time. You know what I'm saying? That time. And but he took it like a champ would, and he kept moving. Me, I think it might have affected me more so at that time when it told me, because man, this ain't no P and Pimp thing, because I'm pretty sure, man, Waters is good with them, and they created history and all that together. For me, what goes on is a black on black thing. Any type of black on black, I can't stand violence. Really. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So any black on black violence, it's a problem when it, just as a whole, because I think if we really cherish what we are and who we are, man, if we can sit down at the round table and work it out, man, sky's the limit. Real, no pun intended. It's open season, to a degree where it ain't nothing we can't have. So that was my whole take on it, but he was good. For what I saw, he was good.
Were they ever able to squash the beef and come back together? Because, them boys made some straight up smashes together, man.
That's what I'm saying. See, later on, after then, because Pimp went and had to sit down for a minute, me and him started to kind of lose that type of communication. When he came out, he was so busy. Yeah. We kind of talked, but he didn't address, that situation. It's kind of like, man, it just kind of like, shit that trill niggas do. You run into shit and you keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, you alive, you still here, it ain't, a bump in the road, if you will. Yeah. That's the way, he came off to it to me. Yeah. But it wasn't no malice type of hatred. Yeah. I don't think from what I saw with Pimp, he's not that type of person. Even though it comes off dynamic like that, man, Pimp, good heart. Yeah. Good heart. And, I feel the same way about P. Yeah. I think everybody just, like you say, when you're young, when you're going through things, man, hey, sometimes you just move. Yeah. You move. But that's the beauty of being young.
Now, going back to that time in your life, though, Tela, what are some of the things that you know now that you would do then to make a difference in your career or whatever was going on with you back then?
Save my money. Yeah. Say that paper, man. Everybody stretch ain't like everybody else stretch, Yeah. So shit. Save some bread, man. Be a little bit more practical, as they say, but yeah. And what? Real, real. Man, I think I would have definitely appreciate it more, just to, really soak it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You moving so fast when you a hot flame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So to all my hot flames out there now, hey, soak it up, slow up, really smell the aroma.
Yeah.
Cause please believe me, it's two ways it can go. And you don't know which way you got, but definitely your existence, and your existence should be embrace it. Just embrace it. Be a light, soak it up, have fun, man, and no bullshit, and take the bullshit out the game, man. Have fun, man. Live life. That's what I would have. And that's what I was doing. I was trying to avoid as much bullshit as possible, man.
Yeah.
But soak it up. I would have soaked it up more.
How do you feel about the game now versus then, with the invention of all of this information technology going on out here right now?
Man, good, bad.
Yeah.
Good, bad. Just like everything else. I do think that we should come together more so. What they try to label, I ain't taking that old shit, but I think, knowledge should come up with, youth. I think we should combine that more. That's the lack that I see.
Yeah.
I think, and then you got some people that's doing it.
Yeah.
That they understand that. I see it. Like who do I mean? Like to me, Puff does it. Rose, even though he ain't old here, but still like they keep that synergy going on. And I think we need more of that. I think, and that's our generation, if you will, kind of reaching back. But I think if we can get the youth or them young flames, them young gun in a situation where they feel comfortable reaching out, man, we got information.
And see, that's what I've been screaming for the longest, because it kind of pisses me off. You see what I'm saying? When I talk to folks and I get the game from people, and I mean, like I tell folks all the time, it ain't nothing new up under the sun.
Nothing.
So you just going through the same thing, but in a different time and in a different way. So I wish that we could get folks to get the conversation going, but why do you think that the young folks don't want to hear from the old folks? And see, a lot of times the OGs don't want to speak to the young folk either. It's a two-way street with that.
Man, like I said, them young snappers think we hate. They think we be hating on their movement, man. Like, y'all niggas y'all ain't with this, this look at my dap, nigga. You ain't with so they think we hating, man. I'm telling you what it is. They think we hating, but once they figure out that it's just misunderstood. It ain't no hating. We don't even want to process that and put that in the atmosphere. Once we look, if we could tap back into, I ran into Rakim, right?
Yeah.
And, man, let me tell you, you would have thought it was Obama. Because I'm like, you're so instrumental, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I do my homework. I do my research. If it was Africa Bambaataa, if it was, Red Alert, all these people, even though it's East Coast, but still, we couldn't do this. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It started and it spread it, and it got us all, like, even what you got to be hot. Oh, this is why, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Dude.
Southern hip hop.
So, to honor, you have to do your research, and you have to pay homage. Yeah. Honor the situation. And I think that once they tap into that and understand that, wait a minute, man, the powers that be can allow us to think that there's some hatred, but, let's give this a shot. Let's pay that homage, do the respect, the homework, and that goes both ways. Yeah. Respect is a two-way thing.
That's right.
Now, if you got an old head or a legend, whatever may be an OG, and he trying to, son you, and you feel like, wait a minute, like, you're a man and you're right, and I get that, and you need to know how to differentiate the two. Mm-hmm. So, because one of them could be like, no, on some real, like, I'm trying to wing. Yeah, I'm trying to put you on this wing, exactly. But let you fly, and then some of it is some bullshit. But for the most part, I think the whole of it is, man, we want to see the game preserved. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think all of us really want that. Yeah. And if we can just have that empathy to get out of self, look at the bigger picture, say, oh, wait a minute. If this the road I done traveled, I gotta pay homage. I gotta respect that. I just can't get here and say, So I think once that comes together, man, and man, I'm up for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm always extended. It may seem like, but no, I'm open. Any game I can give, is here. We sit down, we chop it up, because that's what's gonna preserve this rap thing, this hip hop, especially, from a South perspective, too. We've been looking real good with that torch.
Yeah.
And meaning this in the right way, not throwing I'm talking about in a real homage way to the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest. I ain't saying, but I'm saying at this time, if we, that front runner, we got to talk to y'all. Y'all got to coincide with these youngsters, these young flames. Give them that guidance. Don't steer them wrong, man. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to me about the camaraderie back then, though, because in the South, from Texas to Memphis to Georgia to Florida, it just seemed like everybody was coming together. Louisiana getting busy.
Man, and I got a chance to have all that on my back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, some people thought I was from the H. Some people thought I was from the A.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm from the M, but that's what I'm saying. Doors were just open.
Yeah.
People let you come in as long as you had that respect factor there. And I respect everywhere I went,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go. I remember one time, the homie Luke was out here, and we was at some club. I forget which one it was out here in the A. But they were going in like the dance or whatever. But I'm like, hold up, it's Luke, Luke. So hey, let me step. Let me,
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but it's still Luke.
Yeah.
And so. I think that's what I would do every time I went somewhere. I made sure it was cool.
Exactly.
Made sure I checked in.
Yeah.
You got to check in. Because it's definitely I think a tool that we use coming up. We would check in. We'll make sure it was okay with the big homie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Am I straight? I'm good. Now, like I said, when it's but if you if you get a little adjustment, on some, and you see that adjustment further your light, man, embrace it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, anything else you want to get off your chest, Tela, and how can folks contact you, man?
Everything is Tela Official, and we at www.telamusic.com, and you can get out the contacts on there. My man, my G, this is my partner in crime, my cousin G. So reach out to G. You get all that info, everything that you need, man. Tela Official. And like I said, man, look, y'all, hey, man, let's get some balance to this thing. We gotta love one another, y'all. Exactly. I mean, the game is good right now. Let's not have it messy, man. Let's keep this thing. Oh man. Y'all remember them albums when they would drop, and they ain't shouts out the Future. I just heard his work. And then Gotti too. Gotti just got him a #1. Yeah. Gotti work hard, man.
That's true.
So I ain't saying this, I ain't painting this thing with a broad brush, but I'm just saying, and put some time in it. Put some time in it.
Yeah.
Don't sound, we just couldn't. Tela sound like Tela.
Yeah.
Ballin G sound like Ballin G.
Hey. 3-6
sound like, well, they did go through their thing with Bone, but I'm sure they worked that out. But I knew the Paul them sound, but y'all see what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's good. That's good. You don't want to, come on.
Yeah.
Everybody can't come out with that same thing.
That's right.
Come on. Y'all killing us with that. Come on. I know y'all got it in. I believe in you. Let's, man, spread these beautiful wings that we have, man. And like I said, man, if you want to gauge your album, go and get and Cash do a lot of great work. Yeah. But go and get that Southern Playalistic. Gauge your album from that. If you can't go record for record, you might need to get back in the lab. Use that as a guideline.
Sir.
And there's so many of others, prior to them. But I mean, that's a good one right there. Yeah, that ain't too far back. I ain't seen you back to, like I said, Grandmaster or somebody. No, go get that cash. Go get that Ballin G coming out hard. Go get that UGK. That Riding Dirty is a great one. Man, hey, now you finna get me to spilling. Go get you some Earth, Wind and Fire. Go get you some Commodores. Go get you some, some Sam Cooke. Yeah. Go get you some, all that, man. That's why you see the boy up in there. I learned this from the best, man. Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. Them, especially Black History Month. You know what I'm talking about, man? That's why I got this from players, man. They're classy, man. Come on, let's get it. Let's get it, man. Get it. It's so much more. It's so much. Tap into it, man. You can pull your pants up. You still be fly. Yes, if you sag, do what you do. But like I said, everybody ain't got to do that, Open up a bottle of wine from time to time. Hold the door, man. Let your loved ones know.
Tela.
Yes, sir.
Oh, appreciate you coming through.
Man, thank you for having me, Be High, once again, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm so appreciative.
Yes, sir.
And I see how you do it, too. Ain't nobody said, but you open this platform up. I think you got a special love in your heart for M-Town players. I've seen you bring... I be watching y'all boys too.
Yeah.
I saw Skinny on this thing. Yeah. I saw Fly on this thing. Yeah, don't think I ain't trying to act, like my man said, super cool. No, with that, I be watching y'all.
Yeah.
And I be listening to everything y'all say, man.
Man, appreciate
what I'm saying?
You see what I do? I'm telling my own story though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all music was a part of that story, the Dungeon family, all of that stuff that was going on in Memphis. That's what we had in Atlanta. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember I was still single digits when that Coming Out Hard came out, and my brother brought that thing home.
Yeah, man.
I remember going to Greenbrier. We picked up Soul Food and On Top of the World in the same day.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that music, when I got old enough to do my thing, and it was the soundtrack to a young player's life, and I could go out here and holler at the girls because of what Tela just taught me how to do. You see what I'm saying? With the pimp, with Big Boy and all that stuff, it just made growing up in the A that much more sweeter.
Yes, it did.
And that story ain't getting told, so I said, let me tell my own story.
Yeah, I know you remember the billboard with Ballin G, in the drop top joint.
Yeah.
And so when we came to the A, it was up. I don't know if that was Jack the Rapper, but anyway, so they done made it big. I'm seeing them like that, and I'm hearing people because A still active. Like, man, them boy got Jerry curl. So y'all don't know nothing about them la-las.
Yeah.
See, that's them la-las. I can tell you, next time I come, I'm tell y'all about Sir Jerry here, them la-las. You could not be around the M without a gold grill and your la-las weren't right. I had la-las before I went to the Suave house. I just cut them things off.
Yeah.
But you had to have that Nouveau hanging down. You had to be grilled out. Mm-hmm. That box Chevy had to be right. I had that Regal sitting on them Kragers, them white walls. You know what I'm saying, man? Killing the game, man. I'm telling you, hey, it's some real playerness there. Just on high side on it and felt like it was country. But look at it now. The flavor is then gave you.
Exactly.
It then gave you plenty of flavor.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. And I'm so glad that, like I said, a player like yourself recognize that and give it its voice.
Already,
it's necessary.
Man, 100.
Yeah.
Be High Radio shouted. Tela, it's Hot 107.9, man. Let's go.